Good morning. Wasn't I just doing this? That's the problem with doing it 7 to 9 p.m. and then 10 to 12 a.m. I am cutting these a little shorter. I will try to go for the 2 hours today. No reason not to. This is my normal time to stream. I am adding all these other days in between to do the 12 days of Christmas. So, anyway, yeah, it's early. I've had lots of coffee. I'm well caffeinated. I didn't even bring any coffee in with me. So I just have my cup of water to hydrate. So good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Wednesday, hump day, and after I get done with this, I am looking forward to going into town. We're going to eat out a senior citizen meal, which is smack in the middle of the day, about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not lunch, it's not supper, but it's, you eat out, they give you plenty anyway. And we usually end up bringing some home. But we have a couple other errands to run, and that's on the agenda for today. As well as I'm hoping to finish my hat. I want to sit down and knit after we get home. And really, those hats go so fast that I'm pretty sure I'll get it done. We have what was a sprinter. The news, the weather guy was calling it sprinter weather, which has nothing to do with running. It's spring winter, and it's still here. It's going to be here until the end of the weekend. And then we've got snow predicted, so we'll see. I may be doing a happy dance Monday because we have white on the ground. But in the meantime, sprinter weather has gotten me in the mood for spring. It happens every year. And the other thing that does it is the mailbox, because after all the Christmas catalogs, the sale, online shopping, then we start getting the seed catalogs, and I love them. I love them. I love them. They bring me hope of a glorious garden that never happens because oh my gosh, I am not a gardener. I just am a dreamer of gardening. I try so hard and things go wrong every year, it seems like. But I do love looking at these catalogs, and we're going to do that right now for a little bit before I get into spinning on the Nano. Let's go down to the scene. Here we go. And yeah, they always put the most beautiful color on, right? Obviously. And we have not anything other than massive amounts of color. I am not going to go through all this. I am just like wanting you to get the total immersion of flower after flower after flower, right? Gorgeous. High degree of pinks and purples, whites. It's hard to get, true red. Here's your oranges. Those are marigolds. My favorite. I can grow marigolds. I can put those seeds in the pot and they'll come up. So I can grow marigolds. I can grow, I don't have much luck with petunias. They peter out pretty quick. I can grow pansies. and keep them going for a couple years in a pot if I bring them in. Same way with geraniums. I can grow pots of geraniums. Now, out on our ground is a different story. I don't have a flower bed per se anywhere, which is what I need, but has never actually ever happened. And what I have as far as outside is massive, right? Flowering shrubs, fruit trees, nut trees, other trees that are just on the ground trees, pine trees that are 2 stories, 3 stories tall. The fact that you live on 15 acres makes it hard to do small things unless they're in pots. And so my flower growing is all on the pots and on the front porch. And they come in or they die, right? They're seasonal. So the front porch faces north. It is not sunny. It is not, it gets constant light, right, with the day and night, but it's not like, I love sun kind of flowers that has to, one, fit a pot, and I can use pretty big pots, but I can't do tall very well. Have to put a stake in there and tie them and everything. But the sunflowers, which I adore growing, I have to stick in a corner of a garden or something like that. And I right now only have a very small garden, usually taken up with tomato plants and beanpole beans and that sort of thing. So flowers are a coddled thing. They are a front porch thing, which is fine. Love sitting on the front porch and looking at them. And they're very, very rarely grown from seed for me. They are go buy the plants and start them that way. Now this company is wonderful for seeds if you really truly do have a way of growing seeds. The best way to grow seeds is to have a greenhouse. One of my dream things that never ever happened on here, on this property, was to have a greenhouse. So anyway, here is some sunflowers, that the varieties now. Okay, I love the traditional sunflowers, which look like this, but maybe a little darker petals. Those are kind of a lemon color. But now, look at this orange. Isn't that amazing? That's so pretty. I love sunflowers. Those are pretty easy to grow. Get fresh seed. Don't try and hold your seed. This is what little I know from. Now these are shade loving. I would buy these as plants, and I do grow all sorts of coleus. And they're good. They don't flower. They're just with the variety of leaf color, right? That one right there is on the right. All 3 of those right there are really pretty. And the ones that are sticking out right here, those are real traditional. Those are the real traditional colors. So that can be very pretty to grow and pretty easy to grow, but you have to buy the plants. We've got a few here that are biennials, which means that they grow all of their stems and leaves and everything one year, come back the next year and put out their flowers and seeds. That's what a biennial is. We have herbs. Where are the herbs? I think we have herbs. Nope, not in this one. So anyway, I will get at least a dozen seed catalogs now. It used to be back in the day when you did your income taxes, because they mailed you a form in the mail to do your federal income tax, and it was a little game that we played to see what hit our mailbox first after Christmas, the income tax form or the seed catalog. And they used to come pretty close together. Now the seed catalogs are obviously here before even the first of the year. And you don't get the income tax that way anymore. You got to do it online, pretty much. You can go online and print off forms and mail them in, but it's all online. They don't mail it out to you anymore. I remember, hubby's reaction to the first year that happened. We had been doing it. I do the taxes. I had been doing it online for a year or two, and not using the paper form. And then all of a sudden, it disappeared from the mailbox. And he was like, "We didn't get our tax form. We didn't get our taxes. How are we going to do our tax?" We've been doing it online. Don't worry, hubby. It's all taken care of. Okay, enough of that. Little bit of daydreaming. Oh, I daydream so much about gardens. I draw up garden plans, and if I could just have about 20 less years on me, I'd do pretty good. I used to have huge gardens, grow flowers, all of that, whole bunch of herbs, herb garden, a standalone herb garden. That all did happen here. I'm not saying that it didn't happen here. I'm saying it doesn't happen here anymore because of all the years I went through of not being able to walk because of my knees. My knees are fixed now. So I'm not going to let myself get snowballed and get too much going on, but I'm going to find a couple things to focus on this year as far as what I want to do with it. I may plant a rose garden or try an herb garden somewhere again. I like my herbs in pots better, with the exception of basil and that sort of thing. Oh, you got snow. You've got our snow. Sandy in the rain, welcome. Very snowy, Washington State. Isn't that something? Is that unusual for you? Or now, what I know about Washington State is there's a mountain in there, right? And it will have snow on it, but it depends on the location, because by the ocean side, I don't think you get it. So tell me about your snow. I am looking forward to snow. And then I'm going to hate it. All right, let me get my Nano. I should have done this ahead of time, but I was using the seed catalog, so let's get this Nano and see if I got to plug it in or if my battery's still good. I have to figure this all out again because it's been a while since I've spun on it. You get snow sometimes, but it usually lasts only a few days. We've had it for a week. So you had a snowy Christmas. How exciting. Well, enjoy it. I think that we have a white Christmas about once every 5-6 years. It's the way it works for us. I need to move this to the other way because it's a short leader, very, very short leader. I need to put this on or it won't do it right. Here we go. Okay. It's perfect. Fluffy snow, 9 inches. Oh, have you taken pictures? I take so many snow pictures when we get it. I think this is right. I need to. I think. Well, let me do this. Oh, okay. First of all, I didn't put my drive bands on. I put this away to store it for a while, so I sort of have to. But I didn't want. I try to take the tension off the drive bands, I should say. When any spinning wheel is being stored and not used. And that saves them from getting stretched out. In all your 66 years, this is the first white Christmas. Oh my goodness. No wonder you're excited about it. You took the pup for a walk to the waterfall and took lots of pics. Oh, that sounds so beautiful. You are more than welcome. Do you do Discord? If you want to do Discord, you're more than welcome to post pictures, pup. I have a thing on my Discord that says we love photos, because we do. Everybody loves photos, especially cats and dogs, right? Right? So you would be very welcome to join us. Oh, that sounds lovely. This is very early for you out there in Washington. Let's see if this battery's got any juice. Yes. Yes. Right. We are good to go here. Now I got to get my fiber ready. So I have to decide what I want to spin. I have a bag of fiber that's odds and ends. It is my goal to get this cleaned up because I haven't yet. It was my goal last year and I didn't. So let's see what we've got in our goodie bags here. All right. Not everything can be spun on the Nano. Too much for the small size bobbins. Oh, I have a lot of stuff that I put in. Okay, there's a lot of stuff in here that I put into the fibers that I did in the exchange, where I sent to 3 other people and I got their fiber back, and whatever was left over from that, because I used half a pound for each person of various different fibers, right? And I mean, that's total. Like, each package was 1 ounce, and I did different packages. So I had fiber left over, and I have that here in this bag. So what I have to do is decide what can be spun on the Nano and what can be spun on the Roberta or Ara. The first thing here that was included in that is a 75% Merino, 25% Angora. Sandy says, I was concerned when Kentucky got hit by the storms. I wasn't sure where in the state you lived. We were fine. It was 2 hours from us. And I probably posted that on the Discord. But we have the threat again this Friday. We have, a situation where there is the possibility that severe storms could develop. And so, this is so unusual in this time of year. This is a springtime thing. We have tornado warnings, watches, I should say, where it's potential, not warnings, but we get tornado watches frequently in April and May. but not December. It just is so unusual. So we'll see, you know. But yes, that was devastating. It was the worst ever to hit Kentucky. And fortunately, I don't know that, you know, it's like what they say about the superstorms. All things have to be exactly right at that moment for that kind of devastation to happen. And then, you know, it did. It did. Thank you for your concern, though. I appreciate that. Every time I say I'm from Kentucky, I was on the telephone setting up. Talking. It was health insurance. I was canceling one policy and starting another one, and I was talking to the person that I was canceling, and you know, it's a person that's their job in the customer service, and I, you know, said, she said, "How was your Christmas?" I said, "Oh, it was so warm." She said, "Well, where are you?" And I said, "Kentucky." And immediately her question was, "Are you okay? You know, were you near that? Are you, you know, it's all you have to do is say Kentucky, any place in the nation." And maybe, I don't know, I wouldn't think beyond that, but that's the question you get immediately. So, yeah, everybody knows. Okay, so one of the things I included in the kit that I sent out, the fiber that I sent out, is one of my own blends. It is a 75% merino, 25% angora. It was dyed, drum carded, and then this here is, no, this was merino, I'm sorry, this was merino top. And the angora was, nope, this I'm sorry, I apologize, it's been a long time ago that I made this. This is drum carded and pulled into strips like this from a bat. Sure doesn't look like it though. Anyway, it's super soft. It has 25% merino, and I mean 75% merino and 25% angora. And the angora was dyed also, but you can see this really lighter bit right there. That's the angora because it was white originally. So this, I have quite a bit here, and I will spin this one on a bigger spinning wheel. So we're going to set that one. I'm sorting is what I'm doing. These two I know are small enough. Now I have various odds and ends here of alpaca. I could do this one or two ways, but this is my own processed combed alpaca. I love combing alpaca, and I did it on my big combs where they attach to a strong base and they're 5-tine, and then I pull this, and this is just luxurious. Okay, time consuming, but you wash the alpaca and pick it open and put it on these combs and pull it off like this, and it's just glorious to spin. I included some of that as well, this fawn color, which is a medium fawn, as well as, let's see here, is this alpaca or llama? That's, yeah, this is an alpaca that is sort of a reddish brown. Alpaca has huge number of colors. You know, they're natural hair colors in a large number of such a variety of colors. I had this goal one time of trying to figure out how many colors there are, and I can't. Right, genetically, every alpaca is going to make their own combination of genes. It's going to be slightly different. But there are browns and grays and tans and fawns as your basic groups, and then you have shadings within that, real dark, real light. There is black alpaca also. And so, you know, you can get so many different colors of alpaca. So this was brown. Now this is just a purchased roving, and you know what? I am going to have to double check on that. I think I have more somewhere. This is part of the blue. You can tell I was doing this in a hurry. It was we had to have it out by October, but I was doing it kind of in a hurry. So I should have a third color. Yes, this is the third color of alpaca. It is the tan. I call it light fawn, but it's a tan color. So I have 3 colors of alpaca, which I'm thinking about spinning as singles and 3-plying it, right, together, making it a 3-ply. That's the way I figure I'm going to spin it. So I have, and I'm not talking about chain plying. I am talking about putting 3 single colors together as kind of a candy cane effect of these 3 alpacas. I thought since I had a smaller amount, it would be fun to try, and I could do that. I probably could do that on each of these on the Nano and then ply it on a bigger wheel. Here we go. This is this commercial. I got this from Rock and String Creations. It is a Kentucky-based business. I don't know if they're still in business or not. I had this in my stash, and it is 70% alpaca and 30% superfine merino. It is super soft. It is pencil roving in the sense that it's very okay. First of all, it's 2 strands like this. That's called pencil roving, and that's where the dyeing is. So to figure out how to spin this, really, I have one of 2 choices. I'm going to spin it straight as a single and chain ply it, and it spins wonderful. I mean, it's just going to take some time to spin it, that's all, but it spins wonderful. Or spin it as a single and ply it with a solid color alpaca, which I have plenty of also that I could do. So this here will get spun on the large wheel. We are not to the bottom of this bag yet. All right. This I will not spin. This is one of the things I included, though, just for the joy of having the experience of locks. Were prepped Border Leicester locks. That's what these are. I'm going to put these away with my other locks that I spin, but you can do one of 2 things with these. You can comb them open and spin the fiber, but I love saving these and then taking individual locks like this, kind of get them all straightened out and figure out which end is the cut. These 2 are, there we go, they're back to back. All right, so this is the top, this is the little point, and you want the point, and then you spin them. You open this up, you spin a single, and you lay that on there, and you spin it right into your single, and you get a tail spun yarn. And I have a whole bunch of these, and I finally found something that I want to do with them, but I'm still accumulating some more. And it's it's kind of like, I'm not going to talk about it just yet until I get the whole idea going, but anyway, that is one way. The other way is to have a single already spun and you're plying a second single. So you have 2 singles and you just basically ply it in there and you have a 2-ply. It depends on how you're going to use your tailspun yarn, right? If I'm going to actually try and knit with it, I am going to have a 2-ply. If I am going to weave it or just use it as a decorative edge or knit it into an edge or something like that, I am going to use the single and put it on that way. The thing that I found to try, I'm going to have to swatch because you basically knit these directly in as opposed to making the yarn. So I don't know, but I love these. They are soft. They're so curly. I just, oh, you know. So I always save locks like this. When I get a fleece that has these super curly locks, I always save them. I don't actually process it any other way. Haven't gotten one lately. I used to buy a whole bunch of Border Leicester when I was going to fiber fairs and buying fleeces and stuff like that. There was a local farmer who always had these Border Leicesters, and you know, he must have had the same ram, because every year I would find another one, different color maybe, but I would find another one that had these locks. So over the years I have been washing those, and there's a specific way to wash locks too, and storing them and accumulating them. But I'm to the point now, you know, every once in a while I would use them to demonstrate how to tailspin and that sort of thing. But I'm to the point now where I probably should try and use some of these up into a project. Okay. This is CVM, California Variegated Mutant, and it is a wonderful, soft, super soft, makes kind of a bouncy yarn. It doesn't look like it. Good morning, Dan. Hi. How are you? I am good. I am very, very good. I'm playing in the fiber here before I spin. And I have more of this, so I'm not going to spin this little ball. I'm going to put it with my other stash of it so that I can spin a great big. This comes in what is this color and a little bit darker, but sort of a brown oatmeal, what they call oatmeal color. And the V for CVM, the variant mutant, the mutant part is the fact that it used to be Romandale, which was always a solid color brown or black, and they started getting this light color. And so instead of just making it Romandale with a different color, they named it a variant, you know, a mutation, a variant, and it became CVM. But the Romandale was the genitor breed. So I have more of this. I have spun a lot of this in the years. I have dyed it. I have knit with it. It's very versatile. It's very awesome. It's a lovely fiber to spin. It's considered a rare breed. It's in the passport. And so, you know, it's not real easy to find, but if you find it already processed, which is what this is, I did not home process this. This is how it came from the mill. If you find it that way, that is the best to buy. It really is. More of that. Oh, well, I'll show you that. For some reason, here's the other color, and I don't know if it's going to show in the camera or not. You can see how it's darker. See, that was the two colors that I had, and you usually have that, those two colors, or some kind of gray variation on that. You got to go to Alberta for Christmas. Oh, got what I really wanted for Christmas, which was to spend the holidays with my aunt who lives in Alberta. I am so glad. Are you there or are you home now? That is awesome. All right, that's CVM. Whoops. Escapee fiber. All right. I am going to basically empty this sack and store some and all right. This is going in my, I made Rologs on my blending board. And, you know, this is all I have left of that blend. Now, I can make more. It's the Merino and Sparkle. But more than likely, I'm not going to take the time to do that. So I could take this little amount, and this would work on the thing, and spin it with this little amount, which is a sample that somebody sent me of Cotswold, and put those two together. Okay, so I could do that. And it's probably about the same amount, a single there in each of those. This is, have you ever heard of the Fat Fiber Club? They have monthly boxes, and fiber vendors put sample sizes of their fiber in these Fat Fiber boxes, and you buy the box for about $40, and you get Franken yarn. Yeah. I am making it up as I go. So this was one of these, and it is South African fine wool. And it feels like it's softer than merino. Believe me, it is softer than merino. I have never actually spun any of this, so I am going to be looking forward to spinning this and seeing how it spins. And quite honestly, I think I will spin it and chain ply it. And I'm going to end up with a sample skein. More than likely, you know, a lot of these are not going to be used too much for a project because of the small quantity, unless I put it all together in something. So that can be spun, I think, on the Nano. I don't know. I think I may start with that one and see how it spins. And last I have, this is a bag I use. This is not, this is bamboo. And dyed this glorious blue color. And I'm pretty sure I have more of this in a stash somewhere. I was using this as a pop of color with all the other things that I was doing. So this one I got to get back into my stash with its other stuff that's the same thing. So I won't spin that today. I won't spin that right now. All right, that empties the bag. And we have 3 that I will spin on other spinning wheels. I have piles of stuff everywhere. This leaves a exotic fiber sampler. We've got camel, cashmere, and mink. So this is definitely going to get spun on the Nano. This is more cashmere that actually I have more of that in my stash also. So instead of spinning that, I am going to put that with that, more with that. I could spin up a cashmere skein out of this. It wouldn't be a very big skein. I have other cashmere yarn already spun. It's in a 2-ply. And so, you know, if I don't feel like putting it together, I can spin this on the Nano, I think, also. So let's start with getting the hair out of my face. I'll tell you what, I am going to have to start wearing a headband to keep my hair out of my face. And it's not really even time to cut it. interesting. I didn't get much of this purple. All I got, oh, there's some right there. I got an awful lot of the green. The purple is really, really limited there on both ends. All right. This needs to be pre-drafted. So that's the first thing here. Well, if I do this right here, I don't think I can get the colors to match. Can I? Maybe. No, not really. Okay. I'm just going to spin it one after the other and chain ply it. So right now what I'm doing is pre-drafting it really loose and thin. I'm going to try this first, see if that pre-drafting's better or not. Because sometimes pre-drafting isn't a real good idea. It does better to have more to pull out. All right. Too much twist. Just a tad more pull in. Boy, I don't hear my music at all. Is it playing? Yeah. Oh my goodness, it's a very quiet. I'm doing the meditation one, and I'm going to lose my end. All right, let's do this again here. Not spinning as thin as I'd like. Still working on that here. I also need more twist in this last little bit from there on. I may have too much pull-in. We'll see. Did the yarn break? Yes. Okay, Franken yarn, where you spin small bits of different fluff into one yarn on a related note. There is Franken objects made with bits and pieces of leftover yarn. Yes. I have what I call them sample, because so often what I'm spinning was put into the box from Fat Fiber, and that's PHATT, Fat Fiber yarns, that are samples from vendors. They would have more, probably not all of this, because a lot of these have been in my stash for a while. But generally, that's the idea. They send you a sample. You make a sample skein. You like it. You buy more. That was the whole point. Okay. The pre-drafting is definitely good. The thinness is getting better. It's going extremely slow, but that's okay. It's a small amount. What happened, Dan, was when there's more pull in and it pulls it right out of my hand, of course, it pulls it away from the drafting zone, and the yarn, the single, is no longer being made. It goes all flying onto the bobbin. When you are spinning, there is a fine balance between the pull in that the spinning wheel does and the fiber that you present to it in the drafting zone. That's getting those two balanced is what makes, okay, so now I'm at the end of that, is what makes the spinning work. Ah, I see why this isn't threaded right. Let me rethread this. This needs to go here, and this is here. So let me get this threaded right. Although it's spinning fine, it was spinning correctly. This will line it up better. Now I gotta be really careful because it looks like I'm getting untwisted. And yeah, I'm sort of talking to myself. I will try and not talk so soft, but as I problem solve here, a lot of times I end up talking about it softly. So now, if you can see the hooks, okay, this lines it up on the bobbin. This one lines it up with the hole that is taking it out to where it spins. So now it's going to stay more lined up. Okay. I'm happy with that, but I have to pre-draft again. So I know that the pre-drafting is important. I have to be real careful as I pull it apart. It is short stapled, and what will happen is it'll actually pull apart where the staple length is. I don't want that. I want it to stay continuously connected. So it's a very gentle tug to open it away from the fiber supply. This is certainly a spring color. Spring greens and yellow. Very, very springy. All right, that's a good amount. This is where it pulled apart real thin. I'm making sure I'm evening it out there. There we go. This is super soft. It has, if you look at the individual fibers, it has tiny crimp. It is a merino. I mean, it's merino based. I'm sure it's a fine wool, what they call a fine wool. Now, one of the things about spinning on this one compared to my other electric Roberta is this has what I call a light touch. In other words, I don't have to grip the fiber. It's going to pull it in at its pace that it wants to pull it in, and I can judge that, and I don't have to hold it back. The Roberta never reaches that. The Roberta's motor makes it pull harder, right? And so I end up holding the fiber back so that it doesn't take it in until I have it drafted the way I want. Every spinning wheel spins different. So if you ever are learning to spin and you try a spinning wheel and it doesn't feel right, go to a different one and try it. And then, after you learn and you become a really good spinner and you've spun for years, you can sit down and spin at any spinning wheel because you will feel what adjustments you need to make because of that, the way the spinning wheel is spinning. But when you're learning, you have to find a way to be comfortable with that spinning wheel. That's why a lot of even experienced spinners had trouble with this Nano when they first got it. Some was the fact that it was put out and it did have some production issues, but the other, like the yarn guides, the guide right on there over the bobbin. But the other thing is the touch is so different than most spinning wheels because of its small size and small motor, and everything is just like super easy. You don't, don't mean easy, but you don't want to force anything on this. You just have to spin at the pace it wants in order to get good single. You can get over twisted single, spinning too fast. You can get too thick of a single, spinning too fast. Sandy says, I decided that instead of sitting, drinking coffee and watching you spin, I would get out my wheel and spin. Only problem is Spud. My pup thinks he needs to help, and it's like spinning with a toddler. Oh, he's a puppy? Oh, yeah. Cute name, Spud. Well, when I get my real spinning wheel out and sit down and my cat Newman wants to sit on my lap, I pretty much have to just sit there and until he gets bored. Fortunately, cats get bored pretty quick, right? Puppies don't, I don't think. But it was a nice thought to spin along with me. Absolutely. I am doing 12 days of Christmas spinning, and that means I'm spinning every day. It is a way to take me into the new year with the daily spinning habit, which is always something that I would like to happen, and it most certainly can now that I'm retired. So, I'm getting a kickstart on that, right, by spinning every day. One of the things I found is I've been spinning a pink acrylic, and boy am I tired of that. So it's nice to have different ways to spin different fibers to give yourself a break. Even if you have one wheel and one drop spindle, go back and forth. It really does help, especially if you are doing a production type yarn, which in this case, this pink it was 10 ounces of fiber, right? So it's a lot of spinning. It's spinning thin. It's a lot of spinning, and it really, I'm so enthused this morning to be spinning on this. It has helped immensely to take a break from the larger spinning projects. That's how you end up keeping yourself spinning every day, if it's a goal for you. I know when the Tour de France comes along, people who do the Tour de France often I want to make sure I spend 15 minutes every day. That's one of their goals. Now, streaming has made me spin longer, lots longer, right, at a time, which is fine. I'm really glad. Boy, did I make the yarn this year. I always tally up the yardage of yarn that I make during the year, and I made a lot of yarn. It's the way you get it done. And almost all of it was made on stream. Poor puppy. He wants to go out for another walk, Mom. Let's go out and play in the snow. Or maybe he didn't like the snow. I have found that most dogs do, but, you know, especially if it's something they've never seen before. So my project this afternoon is to get my hat finished knitting. And then I have a sock. I am really looking to see if I can get those two done. Since I do all my spinning on stream, I don't plan too much spinning off stream. I do my knitting. And then the first of the year, I am going to finish up a shawl that I've had half done for a while. Those are my next 3 things to do. I don't have the fiber spinning lined up as much. I want to finish the pink, but after that, it really doesn't matter what I grab. It just really doesn't matter. I don't have potential projects that I need to spin for, that kind of thing. And I've been opening up the Fiber Exchange. Oh my goodness, I've gotten some beautiful fiber. Again, it's going to be smaller samples, just like I was showing you that I sent to them, 1 ounce of combed alpaca top, which is actually quite a bit of fiber. Alpaca is not heavy, right? So there was usually quite a bit of fiber in those 1 ounce samples. But the goal was not so much that you make something out of the 1 ounce, but that you make it out of 2 or 3 of the fibers that came in the 8 fiber package. Sandy says, you wouldn't think poor puppy if you were here right now. He wants my attention. Yes, he loves the snow. Oh, I agree. We're so much a cat family because cats take care of themselves. He comes and goes. We can travel. He goes out the cat door. Uh, he gets fed by my daughter. You know, it's just don't have to worry about it. If we had a dog, we would have to have a traveling dog, a dog that would go with us, which is fine except for the cruise. Hubby pointed that out to me. I was talking about, you know, well, now that we're retired, do you want to get a dog? You want to get a puppy? Whatever. He says, well, I said it could travel with us, you know, and he said not when we go on a cruise. I was like, oh, I hate boarding dogs. I do not like boarding dogs. I don't think it's a good thing. So, until we stop cruising, I guess there's not going to be a dog in our life. I have, you know, just friends and other family members that have dogs that I get to go and say hello to, and that's good enough. I put off spinning this for so long, and I shouldn't have. This is like so much fun. It's jumping the bobbin though, right there, and it's spun a little thick, but this is a delight to spin. In many ways, it feels just like the acrylic. That acrylic is so soft, and it's not slick soft, right? Like sometimes you have fibers like the silks and bamboos and stuff like that. People have trouble spinning it because it's silky and slippery. That acrylic has 15% wool in it, and I think that's part of why it has that grab, some of that grab to it. All right, this is going fast. And the Nano is being a sweetheart. It is spinning beautifully. If it will let me get all of this on one bobbin, I will be real happy. And I bet you this is a half-ounce sample. I don't think it says it on here. Nope. I wonder if this person's still in business. They had an Etsy store called Pumpkin Mama. Could have been from South Africa. Or from Africa, somewhere. Hello, Alexis Kites. Uh-oh. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Yep, unfortunately, you are a spammer. All right. Sandy says, Tour de Fleece was always good for me. I think I will challenge myself this year to spin more. Oofta. If you could see me now, Spud is a 9-month-old bulldog. Oh, 40 pounds, and he is now sitting on my lap watching me spin. It's so amazing. He's going to be a big boy. 40 pounds. I love bulldogs. That's a sweet dog. I'm glad that he has found a home with you and you're his favorite person. And hi, Spud. All right, last little bit here of half of this, and I am going to spend all of it on one bobby. I have a fan. Okay. His official name is Key Dave? I don't know how to say that. Is he, does he have a purebred name? I watched the dog shows. That was not, that was supposed to be he not, he's still interfering with your typing, right? He won't let you text. Yeah. I just I totally get it. It's a toddler. This is such a happy color. But right along with looking at the seed catalog at the start of the stream. How about that? I have a theme. Just plain Spud. Okay. I like that name. Looks like a potato, right? We nicknamed one of my cats long ago when my daughter was probably about 4 years old. I had a black and white, uh, just, you know, barn cat, a pet cat that we had gotten at the Humane Society. And we named him Jesse because I thought it was a boy and then it turned out to be a girl. But Jesse was a girl's name too. So Jesse stuck. And my daughter, that cat was my daughter's cat. And she would carry it around, wrap a blanket around like a baby, drape it over her arms, and that cat never once protested. She would let Andrea do whatever. Oh, I just said her name. Sorry. Do whatever she wanted. And so we named the cat Meatloaf. Nicknamed him Meatloaf. The Meatloaf cat. Because you could shape him. Okay. I think I said it backwards. We thought it was a female, and it turned out to be a male. So, when we took him to be neutered, it was like, no, this is a boy cat. So, anyway, Jesse worked for that. And you could shape him any way you wanted, like a meatloaf. I was recently going through an album of my daughter's early year pictures that had been at my mom's house and I brought home, and she was reminiscing about Jessie, her cat Jessie. I have a goal eventually of putting together a little photo book, like you can get on Shutterfly, of all the cats and dogs I've had over my lifetime. I don't know. All I have to do is, as I'm going through pictures, if I have to scan it in the computer or whatever, but create a folder on the computer and pop a picture in there. And then, of course, set up a list with names. It's not a project where, I'll start out today. Okay, I am going to do this today. It's a ongoing project as I accumulate that, and then eventually I'll just upload them to Shutterfly and get a book made. I like those little Shutterfly books. We don't make prints of the digital anymore. That was something that it really struck me, because as I'm cleaning out Mom's house and bringing home things that are important to the family, there were so many photo albums. All the way back to, I have one picture of my mom about 3 or 4 years old sitting on her front porch step. And that photo would have been taken in probably 1930 or 31. And you can see the silver or whatever on that photo, right? Photos started out being really rare. That was probably the only picture that survived of her as a young one. They didn't take school pictures or anything like that every year in that period of time. So anyway, I have photos as early as that, all the way up to when my daughter was a baby. I would get prints to send to grandparents. But so much of what I have is digital, right? It's just all our trips and everything. So it's fun to take and highlight a theme like that and then put it into that little booklet form that Shutterfly does. and that's why I like them. I got real fuzzy here for some reason, so I'm going to take that off. It's like a little nip. Almost done here. I only have this left. I'm in this little bit of purple. So, in this digital age of photographs, I wonder if people do. Okay, so it used to be when my parents were young, they would set up a projector and have a whole tray of slides, right? Photo slides, trips, and all that. And you'd sit and watch those. It was a standard joke, right? Oh, we got to go over to the Joneses and watch this slideshow of their trip to Florida or whatever, right? So now, do people put them on a, what am I trying to say? Not chip, but a card and put them on their smart TV, and everybody sits around and watches the photos on the TV, right? We still do it. Yeah, Shutterfly watch them. They will do free ones, especially if you do it on your phone. They almost always, if you use their app on your phone, which, what they're trying to do is give you an opportunity to take the photos that are already there on your phone and get print format of it. But they run their specials on their mobile app way more than they do the desktop version, which is where I tend to focus putting photos on my desktop. I need a stretch and water break. All right, stretch first. Ooh, that feels good. Mm. Oh. Oh, my mug of water is almost gone. let's get this second half spun here. I would like to try and stay on stream and get all of this finished up. Might take me a little longer than the normal 2 hours, but that's all right. Hi, all crafty. Good morning. How are you? I am spinning. I only put it, I'm spinning on the Nano. What I'm spinning is called South African Fine Wool. That's what I'm spinning. Paying bills. Oh. Good for you. How adult? You're being an adult. Sandy says, good to know about the Shutterfly app. I'm like you, I prefer putting photos on your desktop. Phone seems fiddly to me. Yeah, too clumsy of fingers. I agree. See, that's why I think they encourage it. But I understand that, an awful lot of people don't have a camera. That's where they take all their photos. I have a camera. I have 2 cameras, in fact. I take it with an iPad. I take it with my phone. So, to consolidate all of those, I use the desktop. And I transfer them with Shutterfly. I upload everything I can to Shutterfly. I have years. I think it starts in 2011 or something like that. And it's just been a fantastic storage area for my photos, because I probably have had at least 3 computers in those 3 years, as well as 2 iPads. I'm on my second iPad and probably, second phone. So anyway, storing them there is great. So that's what I do, just one way or another. Like, from the phone, I upload it. From the iPad, I upload it directly to Shutterfly. On the camera, I have to put the little memory card, onto the computer. And then I upload it to Shutterfly. Once you do that, it's pretty easy to do the book on the mobile app, except for, like you say, the typing. I'm trying to think what to ply this with. I have white fine merino. me try and just make a single ply with that. Because if I chain ply this, man, there probably won't even be 20 yards of it. I'm not going to get anything out of that. I think this would make a really nice hat brim, right? The edge around your face for a hat. It also would make a really nice sachet bag. Excuse me. the My curiosity has gotten the better of me. I really want to see if this lady is still on Etsy. Come on. The internet didn't want to come up. Google. All right. She is. Well, she's taking a short break. Okay. How about that? I'll mark her. I don't know if she'll ever be back or not, but I'll favorite her shop. Pumpkin Mama on Etsy. Well, Sandy, have a great day. Well, thank you. And hopefully we'll have a really good year this year as far as spinning. And you have a happy new year if I don't see you before that. We are on final countdown though. Boy, I'll tell you. Oh, how neat, all crafty. Oh, you've got to post pictures on my Discord then. I am excited for you. I hope that you enjoy it. Did I'll tell you I can't reach it right now. Come back tomorrow. What time am I gonna stream? Because I've been opening the advent calendar. The colors are amazing, and there's no repeat of color yet. I'm stunned by the rainbow, right, that is coming out of that fiber advent box. I think I've opened half of it now. And they're really nice Rologs. So I don't know what she's doing. I haven't actually looked at that. Let me go take a look at that. I want to see what she's doing. For it. January surprise spin box. I didn't know she was doing a monthly. That's dangerous to know. Let's see here. Where is... Am I signed in? No. Yeah, I am. There she is. I bought mine fiber thing on September 18th. That's how early you have to order them. January spinners. Oh, that's nice. It's not bad. Price wise. Oh, I bet the February. Oh, there's 3 of them there. Oh, she's got drop spindles now. Look at her Christmas mini Rologs. Those are adorable. She makes the best Rologs ever. Falkland wool. Shades of brown. Boy. She's got some nice... What is... She's running a 40% off sale on her braids. What is the fiber? Red wine and chocolate. Falkland. Okay, it's Falkland. It says Blueface Leicester on the top there, though. Huh. Wonder which it is. So what's she say about January? Four ounces, okay, hand-dyed fiber, inspired by the feature photos. Okay, I like that. Fiber prep will be a surprise. Rologs bat sprays, that's good. Fiber content will vary month for month and always be high-quality wool or other fiber for spinning. Mailed out January 15th. That's nice. If you order from her mystery box, she'll send you, if you order other stuff at the same time. And it's free shipping over $35. So it's hopefully you could get free shipping by buying that and something else. Well, I really hope you enjoy it as much as I've been. I haven't, I haven't spun any of this, and I don't know what the fiber is because it wasn't listed in the description or anything. So, I like that braid. It's called red wine and chocolate. It's pretty. And 40% off is a good deal. I think there may be some shopping in my future here. I'd rather save my pennies though and get another Advent box, I think. I actually should be home for all of December this coming year. I am looking forward to having a really true Christmas this year instead of interrupting it with travel. Well, if she does, see, I haven't seen any of the non Rologs, but so I don't know what bats would look like. And the braids I see on her site, I'm sure are fine because those are commercial prep. But the Rologs she has to be making herself, and they are perfect. I mean, they are perfect. I'm so glad there are indie dyers and people who will make fiber their business. I just don't have the focus to do that. I'm a good teacher, but I am not a good stock it all up and sell it kind of person. I tried, it just doesn't work. What I end up doing is I get excess of something, I might try and sell it. It's usually hand spun yarn. But, you know, to do the fiber prep and make it so that people can buy it, I was doing it for booths. I did not really ever do it online. And it was so much work. I still miss that part of selling, especially the one particular one that I just started out at and always did in Indiana. I miss doing it. I wonder if this will go in closer to the edge there. But I have to give up so much if I want to do that. Like, I couldn't stream if I really wanted to prep to be a vendor again. Because it's a job. I mean, it is a job. Yeah, you know, any of those would be, you say you thought it'd be a good way to try. Any of those would be wonderful. And it is a small, it's not a big investment. And being a smaller amount, she could probably sell more. I saw, like, for January, there's 7 available. You know, they're going to sell out. And that's good. That's the way it should be. She doesn't end up with leftover inventory. Oh, by all means. Grab your spinning wheel. I'm almost done. I'm not going to be on here too much longer. Oh, that one just went haywire. Went too thin and then too thick. Let's see if I can. Nope, I broke it. I broke it. Alright. Wasn't getting enough twist. Yeah, for a while there. Okay. I need to up the twist a little here. I think part of what's going on is the bobbin has a little more weight now to it. So the slower speed needs to go up a little bit. Get some more twist in here. Oh, you have this week off. How nice. I am sure you are really enjoying that, All Crafty. When I was working this time of year was the time I hated going to work. Not for the work, but because of the weather. Whoops, wrong way. You know, it was clear the windshield because we don't put the car in the garage, and it was how are the roads? Which way am I going to drive? Do I need extra time to get there? Usually I did. All of that, right? Fortunately, I never had traffic to worry about because I wasn't taking freeway. I was taking surface streets. especially in my last job I had, which I was at 8 years, last 8 years. So much better in the summertime. You just go running out to the car and zip off to work, right? And coming home from work, I worked 1:30 to or 1 o'clock to 9:30, and going out, at night, 1:30 at 9:30 at night. Oh, again, scrape the ice. Maybe there was snow. Yeah, I didn't like working winter. Never had the option of working from home. You can't do hospital work from home. Okay, let's see. I need to move this a bit. What you spinning, all crafty? What are you spinning? There was actually a piece of hay, South African hay. Little tiny seed. Oh, merino nylon. Making sock yarn? Sock madness approaches. Wonder if they'll have a warm up. I need to start getting back on and reading that. I was looking at Paradise Fibers, I think it was online, and they had a sock blend, and it was actually Falkland wool, not merino, and their whatever they use in socks for the strengthening. Can't think of it right now, but it's your busiest time at work? Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sure I'll do it, but I never get past the qualifier because I don't knit fast enough. And I don't know why I do it because I haven't knit any of the patterns. Since then, I haven't. I am knitting one right now that's from a past couple of years ago. So I guess I have to say I'm knitting one of them. But I haven't knit any from 2021. You got to round 3? Yeah. Oh, you didn't like the side? Yeah, I remember this. They are getting weird. They're getting really weird. It just depends on the designers. They're always looking for something different. If you want to sell your sock pattern, it can't be a basic sock because everybody has basic sock patterns and there's just tons of them. So it has to have something unusual, and that's what's happening. These um, people that submit for their designs for Sock Madness, that's what they're all got something different about them going on. I think they ought to throw a Christmas stocking in, just for the heck of it. I think that would be cool. That where was is that on Facebook? Boy, I'm having a real memory lapse here. Or is it just? It's not Discord. I know that. Oh, it's on Ravelry. It's a Ravelry forum. Duh. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate y'all, Crafty. uh, Life's so fun when you don't have a good memory. Of course, it's on Ravelry. That's part of what happened, though, right? A lot of people couldn't get on Ravelry. I wonder if they'll move it. I don't get on Ravelry much, but it is not an intolerance to their layout. I don't have any trouble with that. It's just plain. The forums really aren't all applicable anymore. I just quit reading all those groups. And shoot, Yarn Spinner's Tales has a group there forever that's been inactive forever, right? Nobody chats there anymore or anything. Everybody went to Discord. Speaking of Ravelry, I got 4 new patterns last night from Jennifer Steingas. Her patterns are 50% off through tomorrow. Oh, let me look her up. What patterns did you get? I have so many patterns on there that I really do want to make. It's a wonderful site. I mean, I love it. I'm not on it very often. They're all sweater patterns. Ooh, fun. All right, let me go to Ravelry. Let's see here. Alright, I gotta see this name again. Yeah, Jennifer, and it's Steingas. Okay. Good German name. Oh, there she is. she does all this yoke work and at the bottom. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I like her cowl. Knit Love Wool. Okay. Boy, she really likes the color work. New Leaf is, I like that because it's kind of blurred into the it's not as definitive. I really like New Leaf. Okay, I had her, we must have talked about her before because I have her marked in my favorites. She puts out booklets too, right? 50% off patterns. Wow. All right. Yeah, I'll have to take a better look at those. I like her cowl. She's got a cowl that I really like. And she's got a pair of mitts. But you're right, it's almost all sweater. I almost rather pay for a pattern for a sweater. You know what I'm saying. It's just a bigger project, that's all. I mean, nothing more than that. It's not something I would set off and knit on my own without a pattern, sweater pattern. Well, this has been a delightful spin and did exactly what I needed. Give me a good break from all that pink acrylic I've been spinning. When I hit something that spins so wonderfully like this, that has been in my stash forever, right? I'm like, why did you wait? But the beauty is fiber never goes stale. Nah, it might get damaged, but it's not like you save cookies, you eat stale cookies, right? And candy can go bad, and you know what I'm saying. The treats in life, a lot of times, are not good if you hold on to them. But fiber is an exception. You can have treats in your fiber supply, and when you finally spin them, it's like, oh, I will remember spinning this every time I look at the yarn. So now I think I'm going to have to go find some white merino and spin a bobbin of that and apply those two together. Because I do not have any South African top in my stash. I don't have any other. This is it. This was it. But it's definitely time for me to get up from spinning. Sat here 2 hours now. Time to get up and walk around. Get a little nibble of lunch. and then go run errands with hubby. Aw, here comes the end. Yes. Thank you, Pumpkin Mama, for making that beautiful fiber for me. That was fun. So I will be saying adios, and I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, and I don't have, let's see. I think it'll be probably like 3 to 5, probably. And I'll be back around 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Really great talking to you all, Crafty, and those of you who were here before. I really appreciate talking to you, Sandy and Dan. So take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Happy spinning.